Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of RC Classic Garage. Now I'm sure, like many other petrol heads, I always dreamed of owning a Ferrari. And for me, that dream came true 4 years ago when I bought this Ferrari 360. But here's the big question: was it all worth it? Today I'm going to give you my brutally honest opinion on the good, the bad and the ugly of Ferrari ownership. And I'm going to answer the most important question of all: would I do it again? Now, there's no denying that Ferrari ownership comes with some incredible highs. So let's start off with the easiest, the 3 best aspects of owning a Ferrari. I will then follow that up with the 3 worst and the ugly truth at the end. So first off, every time you get behind the wheel of a Ferrari, it feels like a special event. Because you don't just drive a Ferrari, you feel it. It's the sound of that V8 screaming behind your head. It's the way the car corners, the connection you feel to the road. It's raw, it's exhilarating, and it puts a smile on your face every single time. And secondly, Ferrari is iconic. So just having one parked in your garage feels like you've owned a piece of automotive history with a strong connection to the motorsport heritage. Now, Ferrari is deep rooted in Formula One and other historical motoring events. And for fans, that brings a certain connection to that motorsport heritage and enhances your emotional connection with the car. And thirdly is value retention, because Ferraris hit a depreciation floor and then hold steady. I've owned this Ferrari for 4 years, and in that time it hasn't lost a single pound of value. And actually some Ferraris that are limited editions actually go up in value. But as amazing as it is, there's a downside too. So let's balance it out with the 3 worst aspects of owning a Ferrari. And the first, Ferraris are temperamental. I've dealt with more than my fair share of electrical gremlins, random warning lights, and other little quirks. So things like the slow down light. You're cruising along, enjoying your drive, and just randomly, boom, the slow down light comes on. And you never really know why. This could be anything from a minor issue to something really major. And this has come on more times than I care to admit. And it actually takes away from the driving experience because you're driving along constantly looking down to see if any warning lights come on. Now the second is maintenance, because you are buying a serious maintenance or financial liability. Over the last 4 years, I've spent more on maintenance on this car than I'd care to admit. Even sometimes small issues cost a fortune. Now I've done a few videos on what it costs to maintain a Ferrari 360, and you can average out at about £4,000 per year. Now that is relatively high considering the value of the car is about £50,000. So really, you are taking on a serious maintenance or financial liability. The third is mileage. Some Ferrari owners think that these cars should not be driven and kept on low mileage because actually driving them and using them puts mileage on and detracts from their value. Now this car has got 51,500 miles and has actually had a really good life and is what I think it's all about. Use it and enjoy it. But there are those Ferrari owners and prospective owners who look for the low mileage examples and cars that really do have the low mileage and have not been driven. And actually I think that's a bit sad because they are designed to be driven and be used. But here's the ugly truth of Ferrari ownership. Driving a Ferrari means you get a lot of attention. Some of it good and some of it not so much. There are people who smile, take photos, ask questions, and that's all fun. But then there are those who throw the judgmental looks and basically not a big fan of seeing a red Ferrari. So being in the spotlight in those situations can be a bit uncomfortable. Now when I drive my E-Type Jaguar or my Fiat 500, people wave and always let me in traffic. But I mostly get exactly the opposite when I drive the Ferrari. Now owners feel scrutinized and judged based on their car, and you can't help thinking people are making assumptions about you and about your wealth. Now, as I said, I'm a true petrol head and I genuinely love cars. I drive anything from a 17 horsepower Fiat 500, multiple Alfa Romeos, through to my MGA, my 1959 MGA. I generally like the cars and I drive them and I enjoy them. But I can honestly say when I drive this car, it is different. I don't get the same reaction. And for me, that's rather sad and the really ugly truth of driving a Ferrari. So was it all worth it? And honestly, yes and no. Yes, because every time I take this car out for a drive, I'm reminded of why I fell in love with it for the first place. The joy, the acceleration, the raw connection, the love of the car, it's all still there. But owning a Ferrari is not all glamorous. It's expensive, it requires a commitment, it can be frustrating, and you do feel it's a big liability. But here's the thing, I don't regret it, not for a second. I think the good outweighs the bad, and even the ugly moments are just part of the story. So would I do it again? Yes, I would, but there's something different about the Ferrari. When I look at my collection, the E-Type is a forever car. Unfortunately, I think the Ferrari is not a forever car. So if you are thinking of buying a Ferrari, hopefully that helped you. Just know what you're getting in for. Thanks again for watching another episode of RC Classic Garage. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. This channel is all about the ownership experience of my car collection, where I share it with you guys on YouTube. So thanks again for watching and see you all next time.